the question that everyone has in their minds today is there any matcha geek bars? Well, anyways, today we're playing Minecraft. A game that I can't say that I'm great at or good at, but there's just it's just something that I like Minecraft. Um this will be the first video of this series or whatever I'm gonna call it. Um I originally was gonna title this video Dear Diary, but that's kind of corny. That's kind of Dax music. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna call the world that just because I can't think of anything more creative, honestly. Um, but the whole point of this video, well, first of all, the title is actually inspired by, the intro track, or really voice memo from one of my favorite musicians. I'm gonna let you guys figure that out. It's a bit laggy. Sorry about that. Didn't think it'd be this laggy. But I kind of wanted to make like an intro to this, channel, I guess, or at least the direction that I'm gonna handle this channel. Now on the main channel, because this is not my main channel, this is more of my secondary channel. On my main channel, I have decently edited content. I'm not great. I just started off this year. I'm currently working on a larger video. I will be leaving the link to the main channel in the description. Not that I probably care though, since that's not the content the content that I make here versus the content I make there will be essentially like night and day. Like they won't be close. Like I don't plan on really editing this video. I don't want to edit this video because that's not really the point of this channel. I also typically wear this when I make the main channel videos, just like a branding thing, if you will. But I won't be doing that here because I think that it kind of ruins the whole point of why I'm making this channel. And let me just get right into it. I want to have a proof of existence is what I want to call it. It's diary, proof of existence, but this channel, I want to treat it like my diary, where I give you guys my thoughts, my opinions. Not that anyone's asking for them, but I have the free will to do so, so why not? I'm just going to talk about things that I think about, make videos on specific topics. Like I think the next video after this will be talking about the idea of failure and how my life has been nothing but that. And I don't want to have like a sob story for myself, like, oh, feel bad for me. A big part of it is my fault, and again, we'll definitely delve into that the next video that I do that. And the reason why I kind of had the idea of making this channel, before, for quite a while actually, and I finally decided to do it because I don't know. I just want to have proof of existence that if I die and you find these videos, I will never die. You know what I mean? Like, unless obviously this channel gets banned or something, but as long as these videos exist, even after I'm gone, there's still proof of existence that I existed. Even if these videos fall on deaf ears, even if I decide to move on and these videos get no views, maybe someday someone will see them, right? And that's just kind of how it is. And that's really the whole point of this video. I want to do this. I want to try to do this daily, which is why I don't want to edit, because I do want to make good quality content as best as I possibly can on my own for the main channel. And that requires me to spend time editing, script writing, and stuff like that for the main channel. Time that I don't want to take away from that by doing this. So that's kind of why I just want to keep yapping, just want to keep talking. Whatever the hell I have to say, whatever the hell comes to my stupid brain that I have, I just want to just keep talking about that and just keep talking, just saying, just yapping. And that's the whole point. It's just a diary. It's just nothing deeper than that. I'm not trying to have anything deep. And this is why I decided to picked this game, not because it's kind of easy to multitask. Also, this is pretty cool. Ooh. Not because it's easy to multitask this, because I have a pretty stupid brain, and it's already hard for me to multitask. Can I mine it with this? Nope, I can't. I need some coal. I need to eat. But the first thing I want to do is kill some sheep to get some wool. Because I'll be honest, I'm not made for the nighttime in this game. But yeah, because this game is like, it's interesting because it has like infinite potential, you could say. You can build anything. You can get the same seed as somebody else. Sounds kind of off, but you can get the same seed as anybody else, and you can still have a totally different, unique experience as the other person. Or you can play this game multiple times. You can start a new world multiple times, and you'll have a new experience every single time. It's like you start with nothing and you build your way up to everything you want. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I'm not ooh, village. Wow, great luck I have. I hope that makes sense. And that's kind of weird, and I don't know. I'm not one with words. I tend to stutter a lot. I don't know if you've already noticed. And also my vocabulary is not the greatest, so bear with me a little bit. But you start with nothing, you build your way up to what you want. You can get, you can go to the end, beat the Ender Dragon. You're not forced to. This game, there is no objectives in this game. It's your own will. You choose what to do. You choose what you want to build. And I know it sounds like, bro, you're deep in the game too much. I get it. It's not that deep. It's just a game, just a sandbox game. But it's weird because kind of like I want to build myself up, and I struggle with that. I struggle with locking in. I struggle with, finding happiness. Like I really do struggle with all that. And I want to improve, and I hope that by making these videos, I can look back at them, or there's other people that can see these videos and say, oh, I relate to that. I feel that. And if you don't, that's fine. Maybe you'll just watch it just to watch it, just to kill time, whatever you want to do, right? But that's the whole point of this content, and that's kind of why I want to make these videos. Obviously right now it's a bit unorganized, and that's kind of the whole point. Again, the best way that, ooh, wow, okay, I love those trees. The best way I could put it is, this channel will be my own personal diary. It doesn't mean that I will always be right. Again, I will be talking about much more deeper things, soon, like probably starting the next video. And some ideas, mentalities, or really whatever, they may not be right, or rather they may be based on false things. Like, I don't know how to put it. I don't want people to see these videos and think that I'm some like public speaker or an influencer, in the sense that I want to tell you how to think, or that my ideology, my way of thinking is the correct one. I'm fully open to conversations. I'm fully open to, your opinions on some of my opinions, and we can have a conversation there. I want to, I know that it's kind of a no-no for like creators to talk about certain things, and I probably will avoid certain things, just that I do get them comfortable talking about, publicly. But I want to be as open as I possibly can. Just talk about my insecurities, talk about, some of my problems, and it's just like, you have your own things going on. I'm not asking for pity. I'm not asking for help. Or I guess you could say I am, but it's more of, I want to have a conversation with the audience that may be going through something similar as me, or may feel the same way as me. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm stuck in this cycle, this perpetual cycle where I want to lock in. I want to do better. I'm like, tomorrow I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I just don't do it. And then I just end up feeling like shit. The reason why I finally chose to do this today and make this video today is because I finally did it. Like, I finally woke up early. I feel better about myself. And come on, it's just the first day. Like, it's not like, I'm not finna be like, oh, like life has changed. Obviously, not yet. I think I need to do this for a week for me to be like, okay, I'm doing something, and then a month for me to say, okay, I am locking in right now. Um, there's so many things that I want to do, and that's kind of scary in a weird way. What? It's kind of scary in a weird way because I feel like some people just have one thing that they want to do, one career path they want to follow, and even then, that's already hard. Some people get it easier than others. For me, a lot of the things that I've gotten or I've learned, I learned the hard way. You know what I mean? I would say I got things the hard way, but that sounds kind of sus. You know what I'm trying to say? But I don't know. I wanna. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's kind of the whole point of this video. This video is more of like the introduction to me, because you don't know me, and for all I know, the only person watching this video, the only people watching this video is my two friends. Hi Mimic, hi Dexter, and even they probably are not watching it. I don't know. Again, I just either nobody watches this, or some people watch it, or a lot of people watch it. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Again, the whole point of this video is just for me to yap. I yap to you. Obviously, I have no audience, so I don't have comments to answer. I don't have people to talk to. But eventually, the more people that just pull up, be like, "Yo, your videos suck," at least I have someone to talk to, and I have something, just things to talk to. I will, if you're confused and you want more information as to what I mean, because I feel like I'm being pretty vague. Part of that is because if I want to talk about something, I want to have a full video about it. But one of my main struggles in life is being organized, or again, I already said locking in. But what does locking in mean? I mean that if there's something that I want, I have to be able to chase it. If I want to say I want to do this every single day, I have to not just want it, because I want everything that I want it. I've wanted it, and people would say, well, no, you don't, because you're clearly not working for it. But I don't know if I have something, like if I have ADHD, I don't want to Discord, Reddit, self-diagnose myself or have other people diagnose me. I have to actually go to a professional for that. But I wouldn't be surprised if I had something. And that's how it is with the youngins nowadays. Everybody has something. Everybody's on meds. Everybody's on prescriptions and stuff. That's just the world, but I think for me, I've always had it. Even since I was a kid, I've always had it. Probably because I had unsupervised internet access at a very young age. Maybe, I don't know. But I've always struggled with, if I want something, going after it. Some people obsess over things. Some people obsess over what they want, and they can't sleep unless they prove someone wrong, or until they complete a certain goal. They're so driven, and I'm like, why can't I be that way? And it's not like a lot of these things. It's kind of like knowing the truth, or rather knowing what to do, but not being able to apply it to yourself. If someone said, hey, I'm struggling with this, say oh, I want to make music, I'm really struggling with getting a fan base. I'm like, okay, why don't you do local shows? Why don't you network with people around you that also make music? Why don't you go online, find other musicians, and then network with them? Obviously, you have to have a certain skill depending on what you want to do. If you want to be, say, a singer, right, you have to be a good singer if you want to be in that space, right? Because if you're not good, primarily you have to be good at what you do, or at least decent to start something, right? And again, anyone can start at zero. You have to put in your 10,000 hours. And for those that are confused, I forgot whose theory or whatever it is, but once you do something for 10,000 hours, that's when you become good at it. And obviously, if you're like me, when you procrastinate or you leave things to the very last minute, you're not gonna put in that many hours. And for example, for me, and just something that I will definitely have to talk about at some point. I will definitely have to talk about this at some point. I did make music for a couple of years, but for me to say that I've done it for a couple of years is a bit inaccurate, and let me tell you why. Because while I was active, there's times where I will go months without making music. There's times where I will go long periods of time, and even when I did make a song, it was just one. Instead of practicing, instead of studying, instead of learning the craft and loving the craft. I mean, I would say I love music, and I still feel that way. But some people, especially people that work hard for it and that want it more than I do, based on their work ethic, they would say you don't want it as much as you think you do because you're clearly not working. I'm like, but I do want it, and it's like they're not wrong when they say, well, if you really wanted it, you will be working hard for it. And I think to myself, I can't tell them that they're wrong because I want to be in a certain space. I want to be doing whatever I love to do, but do I deserve it? If someone is working every single day for their goal and I'm just sitting here like an idiot, watching YouTube videos and just being unemployed, I guess, you know what I mean? Or just not really seeking what I want, do I deserve it over them? I don't. So I have to realize, and well, I know this, but it's this weird thing where I just can't. I don't know what needs to happen in my life. I lived a decent life, and this year for me has been the hardest and the most tragic year for me, which I will talk about that, in a later video. And even then, I think, wow, man, you're just a fucking loser. I'm a loser. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that with pride. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it with chest to understand that, hey, this is where I'm at. But I do need to do better. And I think a lot of us can relate to that feeling of wanting to do better. And sometimes you're stuck in this little hellhole, in this little cycle. There's people that can't relate. Some people are just, I don't want to say born, because I feel like you're not born with that mentality of like, I have to do this, like driven. I know that I can be. I mean, I can, but sometimes all it takes is just one day where I stop, and then I just stop for a long time. Like going to the gym. Like, obviously, you could tell that I don't go to the gym. But for a while, I did. When I was in college, I did. I actually did work out for a couple of months with a friend. And I did good. I started to lose a lot of weight. I was doing good. And then, I didn't have enough money to go back. And, well, I stopped going to the gym. You know what I mean? And here I am now, unemployed. Mainly because, and I'm really blessed. Not everybody can relate to this, but I am blessed that I told my parents, hey, I want to try YouTube. I want to try some things. Just give me some time. Give me some time. See if it works out. If I can make something and finally get what I wanted for a very long time before I'm like, okay, at least I tried. And I call it there. That's the whole point of this channel. Just to have a conversation, talk about just BS, nothing important. What is this house? What the hell? This reminds me of the house from that. What was that one movie where the house came to life? It was like this horror movie, I guess. When they got angry, I forgot what it's called. Monster House. I didn't even loot their stuff. They have bread. Give me that bread. Thank you. But yeah, that is the whole point of this channel. To have conversation. Some videos might be longer than others. I don't know. Again, the title is just a nod to my favorite project of all time, which I know it sounds kind of bad since I'm old now, but I still just love that project. I'm gonna let people figure it out. I know some people don't like that artist, and for valid reasons, I will say I won't judge you if you don't like the artist, but I never related to him, honestly. Not that much. I just really love his singing, and it's not professional either. That's something I like about it. It just has this raw sound to it, and kind of weird if you think about it. That's kind of what I want the channel to be. Just raw, like no editing, just me fucking yapping to you, and you're like, when will this guy shut the fuck up? But it's just that I want to just yap to you. Maybe you're lending me an ear, and I appreciate that. And I get to play a game that I never really played that much. I mean, I did, but only with friends, by myself. I mean, if I am consistent and I record a video. Oh, a well. I didn't know they could do that. Actually, yeah, never mind. They could. I forgot about that. Look at that. The congregation of everybody. Y'all are so chopped. It's crazy. But I'm one to talk, right? Because I'm chopped as hell as well. We're all chopped. That's the lesson of today. We're all chopped. And that's where I'm going to end the video. Stop pushing me, bro. Stop pushing me. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about something else. I want to have certain topics where I try to stay in topic. I will tell you though, I do tend to ramble on and get off topic, but it's my diary, right? It's my fucking channel. I do whatever the hell I want. Thank you so much. And I hope that I can keep doing this, you know, because I want to have proof that I existed. Bye-bye.
I'm